Are we guilty of flip-flopping? If we're going through our photos, or if you're Beauty Aging Gracefully, your photo album, as at one time we did not have photos on our phones. But are we flip-flopping if we look at photos from 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, and we feel proud? We share those photos. We celebrate the photos. But in the same breath, we're very proud to be aging gracefully. Are we flip-flopping? Or are we appreciating? I am a beauty aging gracefully who has always thought I'm not being conceited if I celebrate myself. I'm being appreciative, grateful, confident. Sure, too much of anything is overkill. That's totally valid. But to celebrate who we are, to look at images of ourselves from the past, and to, on occasion, share them, is not a sin. You know, I always talk about I started Beauties Aging Gracefully as it was inspired by my love of one of the greatest, funniest, most beautiful LA personalities of the 90s and the early aughts. And she's aging beautifully, but for a time there, it seemed as though she would only put images of herself up from this era, you know, where we all, let's say, fell in love with her. And, you know, I had to think about that. I had to think twice about that because I realized, although I definitely feel as though I'm a beauty aging gracefully, I am certainly not above celebrating myself with images of when I was in my 20s, when I was in my teens. You know, my 30s was literally a minute ago. So, I mean, those are just there. But I found myself thinking twice about that because it's like, well, I'm not flip-flopping when I do that. I'm just celebrating who I've been as a beauty, aging gracefully in every aspect of my life. And as I get older, you know, I notice many of the women that we love so much, they're either embracing their character lines, their hair color, you know, just the little subtleties that come with aging. Little. It's different for all of us, though. But I find myself saying, you know, it is not a sin to celebrate who we've been as beauties aging gracefully in every part of our life. The problem does come in where we might live in that era, and the era no longer is here. We're in a new era, and we're still living vicariously through our own era, what we consider to be our own era of the past. That is the problem. That can be a big problem. So flip-flopping, I think, is just not the word. We're not flip-flopping. We're celebrating who we've been in all stages of our life. We grow, we get better with some things, perhaps we get worse with others. But if we have the wisdom, the knowledge, the acceptance, happiness. We have quite a bit. It's not realistic to not recall a great time of our lives. It could literally be yesterday, and it's not realistic to not celebrate that, be it the day after, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. It is a wonderful thing to celebrate it, to recall it, to get lost in it. That's the thing. If we get lost in those moments, we are no longer aging gracefully. We are living in our past. And, making memories, that's a part of life. That's a part of the beauty of life. We just don't want to get lost in the past. We want to soak it up in the moment, create these great moments, which go on to create great memories. And sure, we may look absolutely amazing while doing it, but it doesn't have to stop there. We can take care of our health, our mental, physical, spiritual well-being, our shells, our housing, and we can make those memories every single day. That is the magic of being a beauty aging gracefully. It doesn't stop. And as a 44-year-old beauty aging gracefully, I can literally say with complete conviction that it only becomes even more magical. No bullshit, like I mean that. Because for the time of my life that I was indeed having in my 20s, I wasn't thinking about the future or even the next day. I was just thinking about how much fun I was having in that moment. And we should never lose that. And what becomes even better as we get older is the experience and the wisdom. So to flip-flop, not a thing. We can recall days past, look at hair, makeup, nails, clothing, the whole nine, and smile. And remember the joy that you have looking at those images of a younger you, the joy you feel. Realize in the moment that you're in right now, 10 years from now and 20 years from now, you'll look back at those moments and be like, oh my gosh, I was magnifique. I was magnifique at that time. And you're only getting better. Remember to appreciate everything about yourself and realize things about yourself that you can improve. But to live gracefully is truly to appreciate each moment for what it is, taking the best of those moments, going forward and learning more. That's the key. And seriously, it's pretty damn awesome. It really is. So remember, you're not flip-flopping when you go back and see a photo of yourself from the past that you love, or even post it, or post many. It's not flip-flopping. It's admiration, it's appreciation, and it's okay. Today is Wednesday, March 8th, 2023, And this is your audio and video beauty note.